Episode 39, guys. How is everyone doing today?
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, I made it out of my sister's basement. I know a lot of people were worried, thought I was, trapped.
Yeah, so
but, I made it
popped
out.
in. I missed last week's episode, but I popped in to chat for a minute because I was at the game, and I saw that, and I thought you were locked in someone's basement, like you were filming the next Saw movie or something.
Yeah, pretty close. So my sister graduated med school last week, and so we went up to Ohio to visit and spend the week with her. And the only place in her house that was relatively quiet due to a terrible toddler running the house was in the basement. So I got locked in the basement.
So that's kind of the way it is here. I'm in the kitchen just to kind of in case Peyton's a little loud.
I love it. It's like sometimes you just gotta work around it, right? You're like, I gotta go find the quietest place I can. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. Awesome.
Yeah,
well, Billy,
I did think you were trapped somewhere last week.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I got out though. It's fine, guys. We survived. We survived. All right, Billy. So we normally start this with best and worst of your week. So what you got?
Well, the best of our week was the news we got yesterday about my daughter. So
okay,
and that's the worst of my week was the days before leading up to that. So
oh my god,
we've got it all there together.
Okay.
Snake wise though, the worst part of that is we did have a clutch that wasn't well developed. Had a little bit of shark nose issues and a little bit of kink issues. I think the rack got a little warm on them.
Yeah,
but
that's tough.
We solved that issue, so we've got some more out of the rack and no problem. So
good.
That was one of the worst deals, but having a healthy family is certainly something that made the week a lot better as of yesterday.
Yeah, that trumps everything. And then I guess real fast before I talk to you, most of y'all probably know Troy is going through some family stuff right now, and he will not be on today's episode. So just send all of the positive vibes and prayers his direction. It's a rough go for them.
Say a prayer for Troy and his family right now. That would be awesome.
Yeah. It's a rough go right now, and they need all the vibes they can get. So, yeah, guys. On that note, Chase, best and worst of the week.
Best of the week. You know what? Tomorrow, Abby and I are actually going to go up to a friend of ours' wedding, and we're going to wake up at like 6:30 in the morning though to drive through Cherokee. So usually we see a lot of bear and stuff along that drive. And so we're excited about that. Abby's got her camera, and we always like to stop and take pictures of all the cool wildlife. And
is this a preemptive best of your week?
Yeah, it's the preemptive best of my week coming up. I mean, the work week, it was fine. I mean, it was good. I mean, I had a good ball game last night I was at, but
okay. All right.
And then worst of my week, I don't really have anything super bad. I'm already looking forward to next week. My family's in town next week, so maybe Molly's not going to be here though, so Molly won't be able to be live.
Oh, you know what though? Molly not being there might be your best of the week.
You never know. That depends on how well the Pacers are doing, honestly.
Oh, dude, she's not in a good mood right now. I just checked the score before we went live. She's not in a good mood.
Last time I looked, they were tied at 25.
Yeah, things have gone poorly since then. Very poorly. Yeah, it's gonna go well. So my best and worst of the week was I spent the weekend with my family. That's the worst. I love them, but that was the worst. The best was getting to walk my sister across the stage at her graduation. That was a moment.
Dude, that was super cool. I like
that. That was a moment I never expected to get to do. And when she called, 6 months ago and asked if I would be the one that would do that, I cried a little bit, I'll be honest. So it was a big moment for
a cool blessing.
Yeah, it was awesome. So it's been a good week. Nothing snake wise though, to be honest. Like it's all just getting clutches right now for us. Like nothing's hatching at the moment, and it's so boring. We're still a month away from hatchlings. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, we're getting into this weird kind of like slow lull for us, actually.
Okay.
Where the beginning of the season was like ridiculously heavy.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, and they're slowing down. Like they're staying consistent, but they're going to get really slow. So we're going to have a really, really slow hatching period in the next, over the next 2-3 months. It'll be interesting.
That's the way we're hatching a lot right now, but females laying's really slow. So we're really slow, but we are going to hatch several clutches here over the next month or two, but then it's going to be a slow time for a little while. And then I think we'll pick back up again.
Yeah, this is the latest for me personally I've ever been. Normally my seasons are super early and I'd already have most of my clutches hatched by now, to be honest. Things are just a bit later this year. And, but it's like, I think we have 70 females that have ovulated that are all going to lay within like a month period of time. Like it's one of those things where it's like half of our season is all going to be within like a month and a half. Like it's going to get pretty excessive, which I'm okay with. Like, that's fairly normal for us, but like, it's a lot
out of the way.
Yeah, it gets a lot out of the way right off the bat, and you kind of know where you stand right nice and early, so you can make, I personally feel, better decisions with like holdbacks and things like that, and really start getting food in them and getting going. Also, I kind of like having early seasons too, just because I feel like I have stuff available for sale before everybody else, so I get everybody's money before the later season people go. So I'm a big fan of that as well. But it is this weird lull right now, right? Where you're getting eggs and man, just nothing hatching, and you're just kind of like twiddling your thumbs a little bit. A lot of the females are going off feed now, so you're just like, what do I even do with my life? Drives me crazy. How many clutches are y'all planning to try and do this year, Billy?
I don't really know what we end up with because of so many young subadults that have come up, and that's really it's gonna depend on what goes in the young range, the 1450 to 1600 gram range. Got several young girls coming up like that, and someone's gonna go, someone won't. So it just depends on the percentage of that. I know we'll do better than last year. Last year we did, I think, 65 clutches.
Okay.
So we're at 50 now. So I know we kind of blow that up, but I don't know how far. I don't know if we can get to 100. It just depends on the females.
Yeah.
And it depends on my males. We've had to really slow breed. We have not caught up to kind of the joining of the partnership. Threw us into another season a few years back, and we have not caught up ever since. Like we have been trying to get enough males in stock and enough males breeding, because we're basically year round. We don't really have a season.
Yeah. To go to that real fast, because I don't know how many people really know, when you talk about a partnership, this is the partnership you have with Canova. I assume. Chase, you might know a little bit about this too.
Yeah, a little bit,
So I don't know how much you have talked about it publicly or what. Like, what does that look like? What does that kind of entail? Like, you want to talk about some details about the Rice Reptiles Canova relationship?
Sure. Yeah, Justin and I just become good friends over years of investing, and we decided, he told me one day, I need to produce a little more animals, and I said, well, I would like to grow and like be under his mentorship a lot more than what I am. So, we just decided on a phone call one day, we'd think about that, and a few months later we decided to do it. So it just basically was a friendship, and then also I'd already bought like 100 and something snakes from him. So
you'd bought a few from him already, huh?
Oh yeah.
And he wasn't getting normals, so I wasn't sending Billy normals.
You were giving him the super normals. That makes sense.
No, I picked up some boxes up there. I could have paid my mortgage off.
Is it? We'll delve a little bit further in, but it is humorous when you talk to like snake people about like the money we spend on some of this stuff, and you're like, you don't want to look at the number. It's unsettling at times.
Oh, it's humorous to talk to snake people about that, but let someone that's not a snake person hear that, and they're just like outraged. They're like, "Are you kidding me? A snake?"
Yeah, it's I was actually at a dinner last night with my wife, and we had these 3 random people sitting with us, and it's all the normal pleasantries, and they're like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" And I was like, "I breed reptiles." And they're like, "Excuse me?" I'm like, "I sell snakes." And then they're like, what do you mean? So I pull up my morph market, right? And they're like, snakes sell for $10,000. I'm like, they sell for a lot more than $10,000. Like, yes, they do. So yeah, it is funny. You're right. Like, people freak out a little bit, but it's, I think in the grand scheme of things though, like business wise, like I think you and I talked a little bit about it, Billy. Like the actual expenses, even snakes costing $10,000 or $20,000 for like real big industries, like those are pennies, right? Like you go and do some like you like, I mean, y'all are in logging, right? So I imagine when y'all buy, whatever incredible
those timber machines.
Yeah, those timber cutting, like actual manly machines. Like
one machine now is like 350 to 360,000 for one machine, and it takes 3 to have a company, and that's not a big company. That's just your average logging company. So you can look at it, at least $1 million to $1.2 million just to start one crew, one company.
Right.
And then you got to have a work truck, another 75,000 or so.
So these snakes are literally just like replacement tires on one of your vehicles.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And two, I look at a lot of that the same way. I kind of relate one industry that to another.
For sure.
This with reptiles, if you can get high enough in and really build into it, there's way more profit in this than there is in most industries. And the reason being is on the high end, you do not have as much. If you're on the lower end, then rats and bedding and things eat into your cost. That's the same thing as fuel and things like that eat into the cost of a logging company. So the higher end you can go, the less things eat into your profits in this.
Dude, so I haven't watched a ton of. Point. Oh no, it's great, right? I haven't watched a ton of reality logging shows, but I am quite the expert reality gold miner.
Dude, I have watched all those logging shows, and as soon as I told Billy, he was like, "That's not real." He's like, "That's not how real life works."
But
those machines they think are stuck and everything. I'm like, oh geez, they're not even stuck. They're all that's for show. It's all for show.
Of course, right?
I mean, their insurance companies would shut them down. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Of course, right? But one of the things that on Gold Rush, they talk about the cost to get the gold out of the ground is the same whether the price per ounce is 1,000 per ounce or 2,000 per ounce. Mm-hmm. And I look at that kind of what you're getting to in the exact same way with snakes. If it costs me $322 a year to raise a snake, it doesn't matter if that snake's going to produce me $20,000 or $3,000. That's what it costs. And so focusing on like more high end stuff allows you to adjust for the obscene margins, which we joke and we always say it's illegal money made legally. Like there's not many industries you can get those kind of margins on. So it is pretty incredible.
I mean, it's amazing. Like it's amazing the profit margins that I can have on some of this stuff compared to the risk that I have with, all of these animals paid for, of course, and then turn around and have $1 million loan on equipment, clearing, 30% profit, if you're lucky.
Man,
and just that risk, that headache. We've had 4 years in this area of just tremendous amounts of rain, really wet seasons that just really make our job tough.
Yeah. So just to dive in a little bit like that, because like I said, when it's wet and rainy, you're still able to harvest the trees. It's just significantly harder to do it.
Yes. That kind of separates the men from the boys. The good loggers continue to work. Of course, we are all by like BMP's best management practices to where we're taking care of the land and everything like that, sustainable forestry initiative and stuff like that. But we basically take the trees and we make roads with the trees for the tractors to drive on. So the tractors aren't actually tearing up the ground. They're riding on top of the trees. And then after you build a road out of the trees, you lay trees beside the road that you build out of trees, and then you can pick them up with the tractors, bring them to the loaders. And then basically after you've built your road, then you just pick it all back up and clean that spot up and move to the next one.
Man.
Wow.
But this is so much more manly.
Yeah, that's a lot of prep work going in. I know, and we're just like, I made Repti Chip today. Billy's out there,
Billy's out there with like a 40-foot chainsaw, just like.
Oh, hey, no, guys, no chainsaws whatsoever.
No, this is what he roasted me on when he was like, "No, none of that's real."
No chainsaws.
No chainsaws ever. It's all in a tractor.
We're fully mechanized. We have these little pole saws to trim up just a little bit on the loads, but it's like a weed eater, with the saw, like you would use in your yard. That's all we have, and a lot of loads don't even need that. So no, it's fully mechanized. Like we have all the machines do all the work. You're in air conditioning cabs. It's nothing like it used to be. Nobody's on the ground unless they're like getting in a truck to pull a load out or something like that.
I'm really starting to think the Discovery Channel's been lying to all of us for a long time
about everything. We're going to go out there looking for gold and trees, and we're going to come up with nothing.
I tell you though, when you watch Parker, Snobble, and Gold, we're big fans of it. Man, when I think about, I'm like, he better get some gold with all that equipment and the amount of diesel fuel that those things are burning. I mean, that's an astronomical amount of fuel being burning.
Dude, there was a moment in the last season where I was watching, right, and they're going, first off, he bought that land in the last season. I love where we've gone with this. I'm so excited. He bought this land in this last season where it was like 3 times the size of Manhattan. And already I was like, God, I'm jealous of that. And he only spent like $15 million on it. And I was like, that seems like a good investment. But then like you're right, man. Like the amount of money that they talk about that they're dumping into fuel on a daily basis. And I'm like, if I had that kind of cash to spend on ball pythons, like just take a third of it, buy the snakes, the facility, everything else, and then use the other 2/3 to run the business for 5 years. Like, oh my God. Like no one would stand a chance in this industry. No. Like it's crazy. So it's nuts, man. I love it.
And there's so much stress that comes with, jumping out on a limb like that, knowing that you've got to get a certain amount of money out of that dirt and hoping it's there, like where he does those drill holes. I mean, we do the same thing. Like we have to put up a lot of money for timber and it's got to cut out a certain mix of grades and things like that. And, there's a lot of stress and pressure, and with the economy like it is, the logging's feeling it just like anything else. Inflation's just through the roof on things. Like everybody, I mean, just like snake sales being slow. I mean, people are having to buy groceries and gas and things like that, which it's been doing great. I mean, our sales are great, and man, our customers have really supported us and done really well. But the lower end animals would move a lot faster as soon as the economy turns around.
Yeah, it's for us, I feel like sales have actually. So I actually went back and I was looking through numbers this morning because Andre and I were doing some just analysis on last season and how this season is looking, and sales have almost been like per animal, like per month, almost identical from last year to this year. It surprised me how consistent like animal sales themselves have been, and how really the only issue has just been pricing, dropping, and not. I say dropping. I think it's been more of a reset back to pre-COVID. I mean, I know it's down a little bit, but we're getting back to like pre-COVID times and things like that, and where I think pricing probably actually should be. But the market, aside from pricing, I have no complaints on the market at this point. And like you said, customers have really carried us through, and makes me happy to hear that y'all are in a similar boat, right? Where customers are helping carry you through and make it all work.
Don't you guys have a lot of customers that reach out and say, like, I would love to be buying more right now, but I'm just struggling with this or struggling with that? I hear a lot of that from our customers.
I don't know. We don't really hear that as much. I think a lot of people nowadays, though, like we're still selling those higher end animals, but I think it's just because people are just more conscious about what they're buying. Like instead of just buying everything because it's a good deal at the time, they're just really, taking that time to look at their collection, and then they're waiting for like that right animal. And then when they see the right animal that fits all the numbers that they need, then they're making that investment.
And there's more options on the market with
I mean,
not so many animals gone because of the COVID money.
Yeah. I will say this. An exponentially larger number of payment plans this year.
Yes.
And towards the end of last year than before. So it's a lot more of that, I would say, than customers saying they wish they could buy more. I've definitely had those customers. They're like, oh, I would buy this, this, and this, but I can't or whatever. And then sometimes you come back and you're like, look, like, I'm not trying to hard sell you here, but like, is this like a real, like you actually want to buy them, or are you just saying that? Because if you actually want to buy them, like what would a payment plan look like that would help you out? Like this, and this is where like, we're a lot more flexible on stuff now too, right? And some of those buyers all of a sudden start crawfishing real quick and they're like, no, I don't want to overextend. But some of them, we've had, it's very, very, I really want to say this very clearly. It is very rare that we do this, guys. But like we've had a couple of like 6 and 7 month payment plans this year where,
oh wow,
it was a huge order. These are like, $20,000+ orders, but they're basically like, look, like we want these animals. We really, really like, we can afford to do, like 3,000 or 4,000 a month on them right now. We can't go anything more. Would you like consider that? And it's like, yeah, like we can work with people like on stuff like that, where it's like, you're committing to a big purchase, especially some of these people are people that have bought from us in the past. And so, yeah, so like we've definitely been more flexible on stuff like that. But you also got to come to the table, right? It's got to be somebody that, repeat customers and, they're serious, whatever, a deposit, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I think that's been the big difference for us this year. It's just a lot more payment plans.
Yeah, I see that. And our year, of course, is going to be way better just because we're getting into some of our better animals, some of our a lot more of our females of where we really decided this is a real business that we want to go very high in. More of those type of females are getting up to age. So, and I think we'll see a continuance in that into next season for sure. That's
all. I think that's a big like breaking point or breakout point for a lot of people, right? Is when those new males, like the really high powered males that are finally getting going, and that, even if you get the same number of clutches you did the previous year, if those males are significantly more powerful, that in itself can give you, if not the exact same year previously money wise, it can give you significantly more income because you're just producing nicer stuff, right? I mean,
I think I'm just more excited. Like I'm like now I'm going through the sub-adult side of the room and I'm starting to pair so many girls. And like last year, Billy was over at the facility and he looked at Justin. He was like, how come this girl's not been paired? Like, what's going on here? And he was like, you know what? You're right. Yeah. It was like, a third of the rack, literally. And after that, we were like, okay, maybe we should go through. And thankfully, Rob now goes through like every 2 months and reweighs all the girls on the sub-adult side of the room for us. So then I can just go over there when I'm doing pairs and like, oh, she's looking really good right now. She's been eating hard, and I can start doing those first pairings.
So to that end, because we do things a little bit differently, y'all weigh, and then based on like thickness, weight, you pair.
It's not really just
for the sub-adults.
It's for the subs. It comes down to like a lot of things, but I guess just because I've been doing it for years, it's a lot of just their look. Like,
oh, for sure,
it's not just like the number is there.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Holding that weight a certain way, it's interesting. It's hard to describe, but
it's that shorter sausage look.
Yeah. If you know. Yeah, it's like if you know. So we actually this year started ultrasounding like anything that's a year and a half old. It gets ultrasounded now. So like we're ultrasounding.
Sounds exhausting.
It's like it's a lot, but we caught like 17 females that had like 10 to 15 millimeter follicles that like didn't have the look you normally look for, right?
Yeah.
And so
you're gonna ultrasound everything now.
Oh, dude,
no. Yeah, and we're a couple of those are like those are our first shots at like white lace clown pieds and stuff like that, where like one of those females, she's at 20, she's at like 25 right now, and we caught her a couple of months and we weren't gonna pair her, and then you ultrasound her just on a whim. You're like, all right, let's go ahead and start doing this. And then you see like, oh, she's at 15. Okay, well, let's throw a male and see what happens. And she's crushing food, and all of a sudden now she's like 1,800 grams and has 25 millimeter follicles, and we're gonna beat Canova to white lace clown pied. So it's gonna be great.
I don't know about that, buddy. I haven't been telling people what we've been hatching lately, even though it's slower.
Oh no! Did you hatch some? Don't do that to me.
I hatched something this week that is just.
Is it a white lace clown pied? That's all I care about.
Luckily, it's not a white lace clown pied.
Thank God.
I did have some nice lace clown pieds, though.
Don't care.
That was
don't care. Week. I lost that race to Justin last year, and it made me sad. But
have you made white lace clowns?
Who's that? Me? No, yeah. I haven't even paired for white lace clowns. This is like the first season for that.
I've got the shot at the white lace clowns. I actually
have
a clutch in the incubator hatching right now that could be there, but I don't think the male took the clutch. He was one of those. He was
no.
too little, but he needed to gain weight. But I put him in there, and he got that last lock. But I think it was a little too late, or it just didn't take. And I think the other male got it. But I have a few clutches behind that where we actually can hit the white lace.
Nice.
Not with a lot of genes, but I just want a white lace male.
No, that's awesome, man. I'm excited. No, I did a lot of pairings to try and get like the clown pied stuff and like double recessive stuff with lace in it, you know, zebra, axanthic, a bunch of stuff. And I was saving up for, this was the year where I was really going for like the white lace, double and triple recessive project stuff. And so
dude, I've got girls right now.
Really excited.
Small chances, but we could see zebra clown stuff. We could potentially see zebra DG stuff this year. Younger girls, but they're popping off. They're like 2.0, 2.5 now, and I'm getting pretty excited about it. But I'm always limiting my expectations now because I don't want to cut that clutch and just get punched in the face with disappointment.
I had that last year with 3 shots at Cypress Ultra Clowns, and none of the 3 females proved out. And I thought I was just going to cut my wrists. I was so, I just, guys, like, so we were doing, oh my God, we were doing clutch cutting videos. And you know, you try and you're all excited as you're starting, and I'm cutting the first clutch, and I'm like, all right, guys, like we missed on this one. We've got 2 more to go. And I cut through the second one and miss again. And I'm like, it's okay, guys. We got 1 to go. And then I cut the last one, and we whipped. All 3 girls didn't prove out. And I remember just ending the video, and I was like, I'm not even posting these. I'm just over it. I was so depressed. So I feel it. But yeah, man, I love the lace stuff. You know, we got it mixed into zebra now, so we should make some lace zebras this season. You know, lace zebra head axanthics. Like, I don't know, just it's gonna be good. Like I'm excited. So
the only thing we can hit this year visual in the zebra project is zebra pieds. We could hit that, and we could hit, which hopefully that works out. I mean, I don't have a lot of hopes for it, but
yeah, we don't either. We don't either.
So
we had one girl that was supposed to go for us last year, and she reabsorbed at 2.5. So I was like, well, that was just, you know, the odds gods telling me not to even.
Yeah.
And then we can hit a super grabble zebra this year if the girl goes.
That could be interesting. That could be super interesting.
That could be cool.
That's very interesting. I like that. That's a cool direction.
I'm trying to look in comments though too, so we've got questions. So when
Billy, y'all had a yellow belly zebra for sale, right? Or a yellow belly het zebra? Is that it?
Yes,
maybe
yellow belly zebra.
Yeah, it looks good.
I think we have a yellow belly zebra for sale, and then we have a lot of yellow belly het zebras and black pastel het zebra.
Nice. Yeah, man,
so we'll have better stuff coming.
Yeah, it's a great project. I love it. Yeah, let's see. Looking forward to seeing what lace does with axanthic. Yeah, man, me too. Hopefully, we see it won't be a visual axanthic. I was to say we have shots at making like lace DG clown head axanthics this year, but they won't be visual axanthic this season, unfortunately. But
a guy brought me a picture of a lace axanthic at Schaumburg last year.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember who it was, but it was very cool, like clean like Desert Ghost, but also the axanthic circles that you see. I mean, not the axanthic, but the lace circles that you see along the bottom. It made those black little circles looking like little popcorn across the bottom.
That's
it looked very
cool. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, right? Like good lace stuff. Is it sacrilege to say might look better than Desert Ghost? Am I allowed to say that? Can I?
Buddy, be careful. You might get crucified.
I think it's better.
There we go. Billy can stay. Chase, you're gone. Billy, you're the
I didn't say no. Billy. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna get people riled up.
Yeah,
hey, I'll just put it this way. I know another big guy that says he thinks so too, but I won't say any names.
We might as well start talking politics at this point.
Might as well. Oh, I love it so much. I love it, man. I really like the lace stuff.
I love it. I want to end everything. I mean, there's no downside to it anywhere.
Yeah, we've run it through quite a bit of stuff. So, and even honestly, like, you know, some of the lace stuff, you know, the male that we were using for the first couple of years Actually, we got from you, Billy. We got the pastel lace clown male from you. That guy was just a workhorse.
One of the best breeders I've ever brought through here, and I got rid of him about a year or two early.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I deeply appreciate.
But Justin said it's supposed to hurt when you get rid of it, or you didn't get rid of it quick enough.
Yeah. I struggle with that because I appreciate the sentiment of that, but I also kind of work through stuff in my mind, and I'm like, if I still have a use for a male, I'm a little bit more inclined to hold on to a male a year longer than let go of a year early, just because of like the pains you went through with this pastel lace clown.
Hey,
right?
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, like these last 2 years, I've not been males have not been leaving here very often.
Yeah,
like not adult males.
No, it's I mean, honestly, even males. You know, Andre and I have talked more. Like, we go back and forth when we see animals, you know, and we discuss stuff. And there's been a lot more of animals where we've bought that normally like would not have come up to our normal standards for purchases, but we would buy them as backup males just in case, just to make sure like things are covered.
Like DG pieds that don't breed.
Oh. All right, Chase. It's not my fault. Okay,
it's fine. He's someone's pet now, but I'm just saying. When Justin and I needed a just low key DG pied male to start some stuff,
look here. We've had this conversation no less than 12 times on the show, but we can do it again. Y'all sent me a breeder male, a fantastic breeder leopard DG pied male. I don't know. I don't fully understand what happened there, but thank you. Thank you once again. Justin getting rid of stuff a year early. It's fine.
They send me males that are like limping on a cane into they can't even make it.
Billy's using Cialis for their hemipenes, getting them up there.
Oh, Chase. How the tables turn
in one season.
How the turntables, Chase. How the turntables.
Now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, now you're the bad guy. Oh my God. I love that so much. Yeah, man, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. But yeah, we definitely we hold on to males a bit longer. And then also we've really started sending out, you know, like once the males are done breeding at our place and they're back on food and they're good to go. We've definitely had more conversations with friends and other, you know, breeders and been like, hey, like, do y'all have a use for this animal? If so, like, let's talk about a breeder loan and how we can make it, you know, work out. So yeah, in that way, also technically the male's still in the stable. So if we need to get him back for any reason, like we have those options. And yeah, it's just, I think different ways of working it, but I definitely like to hold on to males a little bit longer these days. So just,
yeah, it's just a great plan to do. I mean, what got us was our first real big season, like to where we brought in a lot of animals together at the same time. It just really extended our males. Like I thought we were done. I didn't realize we were about to have another whole season, and there it goes again. So it like we went from, you know, breeding through August and kind of cooling off and having the rest of the year to a very big fall. And like my males were just like they were wore out. Like I could not recover.
Dude, I feel that. I definitely early on in the process, right? You're like, oh, all of my males can see 14 females. It's fine. It's not fine, guys. It's not fine. It takes a special male to do that kind of work.
Oh yeah.
And those males exist.
They do. Oh, they exist. And there is nothing better than a male who will eat 2 meals a week and still breed 14 females a week too. Those males will never leave.
All year long. No, those guys are wonderful. Those are the best males to just start those girls that like once you have their schedules, you're like, well, she needs a pairing because we got to start that schedule.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the easy male, you know, summer project and getting it done.
Yeah.
I put several males online and pulled them right back off just for that reason. Like I need a male to start females out. So
yeah, it's pretty it's pretty rare for us. Like we list males, but like if we're listing a male, we really are like we're done with it. You know, it's backup male has already proven that he's a good breeder and he's ready to go. So we pretty rare for us to let stuff go at this point. So TRS asked, how long do you guys usually hold on to your females? And that there is not a set time. Some females have been with me for 15 years, and some females decide they're never going to lay eggs, and I kick them out after 4 years. So it just depends.
Yeah, we've got girls still from 2013 hanging out. So
yeah, same boat.
I mean, so some of they're like 5,000 gram, just beautiful, year after year layers. You can open up their clutch cards and just see all their data over the years, and it's really cool.
The way I hope to run ours is that we keep maybe one rack of 70 series tubs that the females get to that size eventually, but hopefully by the time we fill that rack up, those females need to leave because they're outdated.
Yeah, man, I love that. Andre and I are still growing, and we're working on getting a new facility, and so like for us, we're not planning. I say that loosely, but we're not planning on letting any females go for the foreseeable future, just because we got space and the money we'll make from a pairing is infinitely more than we would get from selling the animals. So
absolutely.
We're not really selling anything. The stuff that will get sold will, just be stuff that truly just doesn't fit in with anything we're doing at the moment. But yeah, like Chase said, I mean, I've got females that literally are from 2010, 2011, 2012 that they lay me, 15 eggs every year, and they lay within a month every year, and they're worth their weight in gold. I'm not getting rid of them, Oh, yeah, Billy's scooting over. We're getting the help.
We got Channing.
Uh-oh. Hello.
What's up, Channing?
You're super quiet.
Oh,
super quiet. A little bit better.
Yes. Yeah, it's better.
Just a little bit. It's all right. What were you doing? Nice. Do you feel like your dad helps you enough with the rats, or does he need to do more?
Uh-oh.
Answer how you want. Just remember your hognose and geckos.
I saw the look, though. She looks over. She's like, I know what I want to say, but I can't say it. I've given my parents that same look.
Now paying rent.
It turns out. Oh, my God. I love that so much. What do you like better, the ball pythons or the hognoses?
Both.
No. You got to pick one. It's one or the other. Oh my God. You got to pick one.
She knows where the money is.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. It feels kind of like when, you ask your parent which child do they love the most, and they always have an actual answer, but they'll never tell you. That's what I feel like's going on here. That's what's happening right here.
You like hognose better, don't you?
Patrick, next time you talk to Molly, make sure you ask her that question. She's got a beautiful answer for it.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I can get right on that. I love
Funny
it.
face he froze on.
I know, right? He's like, Chase, did we?
I'm the
there
favorite.
You're back. You're the favorite? Is that, are you the favorite or are you the easiest?
Ooh, true.
Because that's when we have these conversations with my parents. Right now, my middle sister is the favorite, but that's because she's the only one that's produced a grandchild. So automatically that makes her the favorite. But I was always accused of being the favorite before that. And I argue it's because I'm the easiest of the four, not the favorite of the four. So what do you think, Chase?
Actually, I think I'm just the favorite. I'm not that easy. Neither is Molly, though.
I have two sisters, but I know I'm the favorite.
I love it. Who's the favorite child? That's the real question.
Depends on the day.
Oh, yeah.
The cat.
That's the cat. There we go. Oh, I love that so much. That's, you know what? There's a good amount of self-awareness in that answer. I think my parents sometimes would say the same thing. It's the pets. It's definitely not me.
The cat was free.
Oh my God.
When are they not? Honestly,
we paid a lot for these morphs.
Let's see. Molly says Eli is mom's favorite. She's dad's favorite, but Chase is the overall favorite. Huh. I don't know how that really works. I'm going to be honest, but okay. We'll take it. We'll take it. Does that mean that Molly is like the least favorite for your mom? And Eli's the least favorite for your dad, and then it kind of averages out? Is that what we're doing here?
I think I'm just the overall win. Like,
okay,
why would you not choose me? You know?
No, that's fair. Fair enough. How many Hognoses do y'all have?
I have 22 breeders. I have 2 male swords, 2 adult male swords, and I have 18 females that are going this year. And I have about probably 10 sub-adults that are breeding for me. Just coming up males.
They're adults though. She's just saying they're young.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's gonna be a good chunk of Hognoses. That's gonna be a few hundred hatchlings.
Hopefully.
Are you emotionally and spiritually prepared for that many Hognose hatchlings?
You had 75. She had 75 last year.
Oof. All right.
We sold them. We sold all of them besides 3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, she had 2. She went through the whole first everyone that laid their first clutch, because they'll second clutch sometimes. The one that laid the first clutch, I think she had one animal that was kind of a picky eater out of the whole first set of clutches, and then there was like 2 more after that in the next set of clutches.
I got you.
It's not that bad.
Patrick, I gotta be honest. I can't hear Channing at all.
Well, I was about to say I can barely. The chat can't hear you. I can barely hear you, but I got my sound jacked way up.
Okay, you gotta talk a lot louder. You gotta get off. One or the other.
Okay, so that when they was talking about struggling.
I think it's a microphone.
Yeah.
I think it's the mic. Hold on. See if that does it. This is a fun game we're playing. This is good. Let's see if this works.
Now?
I
can hear you, Billy.
No, it still sounds like she's talking underwater.
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's that slang, man. She's so country.
That's what it is.
No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not the country.
The more she talks, the more I can feel my Texas draw coming out. It's a problem.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You still sound like your dad's waterboarding you, if we're being honest.
I'm screaming at y'all.
You're screaming at us.
I'll try it without see if they can hear you without the AirPods.
Hold on. No, that's distinctly word. Nope. Mm-mm.
All right.
No. It's going well. It says, let's see. Yeah. I got nothing. Struggles. Oh, she just wipe it out. Can't get that ear gunk in there, you know?
Yeah. She needs Q-tips.
I like it. It's okay. No. We had a good run. You tried though. That's what's important here. I'm sorry. But it would have been fun.
Hold
on. We'll let your dad interpret for you though. You can answer him. Unless she's going to drop a bless y'all's heart and be done with you. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, bless your heart. Look, it's not our fault. We're trying here, okay, Mac? Jeez, Louise. No.
All right.
I'm sorry.
You gotta go. Sorry.
You gotta go. You know what? We'll have you on just by yourself without your dad next time.
Yeah, we'll have a Channing Hognose episode.
Oh my God.
Channing Hognose episode with you.
I'm in. That sounds like so much fun. We'll do it. It'll be good. Billy, her twang is so much stronger than yours.
She is so country.
Buddy. My little sister also has like the intense Texas twang, and it just warms my heart. I want you to know that. But she, I did not expect that strong of a twang coming from you. I'll be honest.
Yeah, she. Troy, if Troy was on here, he'd let you know. We had a dinner with them, and oh my goodness, it was the most fun. We made fun of her all night. Troy and I and a few other people. It just went on and on for hours. And she's a good sport. She took it all. We had a great time.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's good stuff. I love that.
She's doing this. She's doing this to me right now.
Oh, you're in trouble. She's watching you.
Yeah, Go Go call your boyfriend.
There we go. I'll take care of it. It's not often Dad's going to say that, so you should take that moment. That's a good moment.
Exactly.
I love it.
The only time she'll hear that
ever, right? Oh my God! All right, so I think I heard 10 to 12 subadults, and then how many like subadults being like younger adults, like first year breeders, I assume. So
I'm
maybe
not familiar with what she has. I mean, I know she has a 2.3 tricolor group.
Okay.
She has a few kings. They're like aberrant albinos.
All right.
Then I have a couple of carpets, jungle carpets.
Oh.
And then just pets. We may breed them for fun, but just fun.
Yeah.
Then we have 6 green trees, and we have a few. We have some from Mr. Bill and House of Blues, so we got some nice green trees.
Nice, that's awesome, man. That's fantastic. It's fun to have those little side pet projects.
It is just fun. I mean, it takes so long to grow those out. It's not as much of a business until you get it established. But once you get that established, it'd definitely be a good business.
You're talking to the guy with a bunch of pet tortoises. I understand the long game there. It is painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're pets. Like, we didn't buy them to breed them or turn a business into them. And,
fun.
Yeah, I love them. I mean, they're monsters. They spent the night in the house last night. And so we had a crew that was supposed to be coming out to grind, a bunch of stumps, and we had to take down part of our fence. And so I was like, well, the tortoises can just come in the house for, the day while the stumps are getting ground. Buddy, let me tell you something. I forgot how horrible it was to have 4 80-pound roommates roaming my house, destroying my shit and pooping everywhere.
How do you forget that? When
I forget every time.
The most viral tortoise toilet photo ever.
Every time. I forget how horrible they are. I have a picture. We'll post on Instagram tomorrow. Literally, it's a picture of the tortoise, like, sitting over the AC vent on the floor, pooping into the AC vent.
Oh, wow.
Guys, you haven't experienced life till you're working on a computer and all of a sudden you're like, what's that smell? And you look over and there's this monster making eye contact with you, watching you, just going like, yeah, who owns this house now, buddy? Like, they're monsters. I love them more than life itself, but they are monsters. So
I tell you, my dad says we've never passed a tortoise, a turtle. We have tortoises around here too, the gophers. But we've never passed a turtle on the road that I haven't stopped and checked that thing out. We always stop. It can be flooding, and I'll stop and look at a turtle.
It's so funny. Like, I think most reptile people are just that way. Andre, when he's driving to the facility in the morning, generally he'll give me a call. And he'll be like, hey, we got 3 turtles on the way to the facility this morning. Keep a lookout here, here, and here. And I'm like, yes, thank you. I appreciate it. So I feel it, man. I love them to death. Do y'all have any pet tortoises or turtles, or just all snakes and lizards?
No, not right now. We don't have anything. We had some pancake tortoises several years back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So as we got into the reptiles more as a business with the ball pythons, we wanted to limit animals that take up a lot of space, and a tortoise, of course, is going to take up a lot of space.
It takes up all the space, my man.
Yeah, Patrick, remember that.
It does.
As someone who has a 400 square foot space just for tortoises during the winter, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand completely.
So Channing's Hognose are actually in our pool house. So it's like it's 1,000 square foot building that has like, we had like a poker table out there and like an island and a full little kitchen and all that stuff. So she just has like one corner of the room that she does the little Hognose stuff in, and she has the kitchen sink out there to clean them and everything. So we keep them, the green trees and the carpets out there, and then our snakes all our ball pythons. We don't have any other species in there with the ball pythons.
Yeah, that's our same setup. Ball pythons have their own facility and space, and then the hognoses are in a completely separate area. One thing I love about the hognoses, and part of the reason we've gotten pretty deep into them over the past couple of years, is they're very economical space wise and just raising wise, and so you can get a lot of hognoses in a relatively small space compared to ball pythons. And when you start looking at that $1 per square foot, It is much better with hognoses, let me tell you.
It is.
The
only issue I have with the hognoses is I have carpal tunnel from running so many machines over the years.
Yeah.
So the thing I don't like about them is feeding them, and then of course when you have several, the smell of them I don't like at all. Compared to ball pythons, it's night and day.
Yeah. So what do y'all keep your hogs on?
We keep them on the hemp bedding.
Oh, okay.
The best bedding for hognose, absolutely hands down, nothing like it.
Really? Okay.
It is amazing. It just is so much cleaner and so much easier on Channing. She was cleaning so much more. I recommend that to everybody. Hemp bedding is the way to go with hognose.
I'll have to get what y'all use afterwards so I can try it out. We use the coarse Santa chips, and I mean, I've liked it so far. I don't notice a huge issue, but I'm always up for trying something new if it's way better. So
we ordered a pallet of this, and I think she'll graduate college before we go through the pallet.
I love it. I love it. That's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. And the nice thing with hognoses too is they sell. I mean, it's I think they're cheap enough that they're a very widely available pet. And even the mid-range stuff all seems to move pretty well. So it's a great market, and it's when you look at the size of the market compared to like ball pythons right now, it's a pretty dramatic difference. So.
Oh yeah, and Emily with Snake Discovery is really making them popular. I mean, everything she's doing with them, drawing on the eggs and all the educational stuff, she's just really blowing it up. I know we went to a show with her, a show that she come to sometime last year, and I can't remember exactly which show. And Channing had like 23 hogs sell at that one show.
Yeah.
So
was that the Texas show? Was that the Texas show that we were at together?
It may have been.
Because I remember like Channing just like sold out of her hogs.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, that was.
The thing was, we didn't. I mean, like we literally sold down to like we had one or two left. And if we would have had more, we would have kept selling.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah, man. I mean, it's getting pushed. They're good pets. The only knock they really have is that they're rear fang venomous. If they weren't venomous, ball pythons would have a real run for their money. I actually think that like they have so much more personality. They come in all kinds of pretty colors. We actually get reds with them. We get blues. There's a lot going on there. I have not had the issues that some people seem to have with getting them started, with food. We've had pretty good luck. They just, the rear fang venom is an issue for some people, and I get it. Like that's, no judgment there. I understand.
Yeah, we've been bitten by some, and we've even let them chew on us a little bit just to see if there's a reaction. We haven't, which I haven't done it long, but we've not seen a reaction, and I don't think it would be much of something unless you were just allergic to it. I think it'd have to chew on you for 5 minutes, and who wants to go through that?
I wholeheartedly agree. I've been nipped a couple of times, but not long enough for them to chew on.
It's only when they want to eat. I mean, that's the only time you don't get that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's. I've got a couple. They will literally leap out of their tub at you, and then it's like you go to catch them, and then they bite you as you catch them, and you're like, "This was a real dick move on your part. I tried. You just saved your life, and you bit me. Stop it." So
the biggest issue we have is like when people buy them. Just recommend your customers go to smaller cages to start with, and then if they want to up their size later on, but they need to put them in small cages. Don't try to put them in something big. And like we've had customers reach out that'll say, they're not eating and they're just slamming here, and then we get them to put it down in a smaller cage, and they take right off for them. And that's the only issue like that we've had with them. And like starting them and stuff, Channing had 75, and she had like 3 that were a little picky, but I mean, she's a 13-year-old girl working right through that.
Yeah. I mean I had people kind of give recommendations on how to get them started, and I remember our very first clutch. I think I went like 16 for 18 on the first meal, which was great, and then the other 2 eventually got going after a few weeks. Like it was. I think you just got to put a little bit of effort, and sometimes some take a little bit more effort than others. But I mean, ball pythons can be the same way, right?
I was getting ready to say that. I was like, don't we all have that ball python that's like, okay, clearly natural selection would have not let this guy go.
How many how many pinkies have we all shoved down ball pythons' throats? Like,
Oh man,
some of those guys, they don't always want to eat, and you can only go so long. So it's not like it's really a unique situation with the hognoses, but I do love them, man. They are absolutely adorable, and I'm looking forward to making a bunch more. So it's gonna be a good time.
I know we'll have more. It'll be because she does it. It won't be because I will. Because I like the hognose a lot. I like the adults. I like the genetics. I like seeing them, but I do not like feeding the babies just because of the carpal tunnel issues with my hands.
Oh no, that's fair. I get that completely. Yeah. Macomorph asks, what do baby hognoses eat? Yes, they eat mice pinkies. Itty bitty tiny, the smallest mice pinkies you can get.
And sometimes you can have first year females that you have to tear the head off the pinky and feed because they're so tiny.
Oh yeah, that was one of the weirdest things for me, was that what you're talking about right there, like, or having to cut off kind of like the back thigh leg area, where it's just small enough because they're so teeny. I mean, they come out of the egg and they weigh like an ounce.
Yeah,
or a gram, I should say. Yeah,
and the egg's so little, that's a lot longer out of that.
Oh, we lost Billy.
I was getting ready to ask, is that my Walmart internet tonight, or?
Oh, Billy's back.
Someone tried to call it, come through on my iPad. It's not.
Oh, I thought it was the Hognose Mafia telling Billy to be quiet. He was about to give secrets away about Hognose eggs.
We're losing him.
This is getting serious. Sounds like you guys have never used a pinky pump.
I can honestly say, Jeff, I have not. Patrick, you probably have in a lab setting, but
I have yeah, a little different. But also, to be fair, the pinky pump that I was using was not necessarily to feed other snakes. It was to mush up a pinky so we could collect cells from it. So a little bit different, but same process.
I'm okay without doing that. I'm okay without that.
You feel like less of a human, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I gotta be honest. I already feel bad when I feed rats. Like,
yeah, absolutely. And then it's
I already feel bad there.
Then when you turn them into goo, it's even worse. I assure you.
I'm not into that.
I assure you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's rough. It's rough. Nope, snakes gotta eat. I didn't say they don't have to eat. It doesn't mean that we can't be like, oh, this is a little bit sad, Jeff. We're not all monsters. We can't
just be sad about it.
We're not all monsters. Sorry.
Jeff's out here just separating the men from the boys.
Jeff's like, I took a handful of 37 of them yesterday and put them in a blender.
Hey, we're kidding about that, but I actually talked to my preacher about that.
I love that so much. Okay.
I did.
No, I love it, man. It's still, I mean, they're still living creatures, right? Like, it's still a thing.
I'm bringing life into the world that's going to destroy other life. And I mean, I know that happens in the wild, but I'm purposely creating it for my own interest.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. Like, I hate it. I know it's a necessary evil.
Without getting too meta, so when I was in grad school, all of my projects revolved around rodent work. And so I would breed rodents to specifically harm them so that we could then try and cure them. And I struggled a lot with that because it is this whole thing of like, humans, we need rodent and animal, for medicine and things like that. And so you justify it that way. But then it's like, I'm doing that at work. And then this is the same time I'm building the, snake business, and I'm coming home and, you're feeding off hundreds of rodents a week. And all of a sudden you're like, I've killed like 100,000 rodents in my life. What the fuck is wrong with me? Yeah, man, I feel it. It is tough. Yeah, it's a weird thing. And that's, when people post like feeding videos and stuff, some of that's a little weird to me too, because I don't get any pleasure from it. Like, my pleasure when I feed snakes is that they're eating. It's not that like we get to see the snake kill the rodent, right? And so I feel you, man. I think it's a good point to make. I love that you actually like spoke with, your religious leader and was like, hey, like, how do I handle this, spiritually and emotionally? Like, that's great.
And his answer to that was, they're like a pest. So that he didn't think, like it's like, I don't know, they have to eat too is what he said.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But you are creating life to take the life, so it's a little bit of an issue with that. But the thing that helps me the most is just to remember all the times that a rat has bitten me.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, those Vietnam flashbacks hit hard.
Fortunate Son playing in the background.
Yeah.
My God!
I would take all the ball python bites in the world over one rat bite.
You know what, Billy? I think we go to similar. I go to all of the times that a rat has gotten out in the rodent facility and shoot a water line.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
Suicided all of his friends in that tub, right? And you're like, this guy just murdered like 47 rats. I don't feel so bad all of a sudden.
Or if you see anything wrong with one, and they all jump on the other one and start eating it.
Oh my God, so fast.
It's terrible.
Guys,
terrible.
they go cannibal so quick. So there was one trip, this was 10 years ago probably, when I was still really new in ball pythons, and I went out of town for like 4 or 5 days, and I'd asked my wife to like check on everything, right? And she didn't feed them like day 2. And these things immediately go just straight cannibal, right? And I get home and I have half as many rats as I should have. And I'm like, what happened? It's like, did you feed them? She's like, I didn't know I was supposed to. And I'm like, oh my God, I've gone for 4 days and these guys ate all of their friends. Like literally, they're like, no one will survive. Like, what is this? It makes me think of the episode in The Office where Dwight's in an elevator for 13 seconds and is like, we need a pee corner. Like that's what rats are. We're gonna starve. Oh my goodness, that's great.
When we I'd say like probably 5 years ago or so, Channing was big on naming some of the rats and naming some of the mice.
No.
And the mice live like a year and a half or something like that. So she has this one she calls Mr. Fudge, and that mouse lived. It was chocolate. It lived the longest of any mouse that it was losing its hair and limping around in its tub, and she's just babying this thing and taking care of it. And he still was in with his whole family, and so I hear something, and I hear this sniffling, and then I just hear her bust out crying.
Oh no!
And Mr. Fudge passed.
No.
So I'm like, oh my Lord, and I'm hugging her, and she's just bawling and bawling. And I mean, she's like, I'd say 9 around this time, 8 or 9. So she's just boo-hooing, bawling her heart out. And I told her after that, I said, that's it. You cannot pick any more of these rodents. They do not live long enough. Rodents are not pets.
No, we hatched out one years ago that was tailless, and we named him Bob, and Bob got to live. Yeah.
We did the same thing.
Yeah. And Bob made it to about 2 years old. And then I was like, you know what? Bob is at that point where he needs to get euthanized. But I was like, you know what? We're just going to let Bob free range. And we just let Bob into the neighbor's pasture. And we're like, whatever nature decides to happen to Bob can happen. And I don't have to find Bob in the tub in the next week. So that helped a little bit. But yeah, man, they don't live long enough. It's hard.
I think that's what also makes it tough though too when we're feeding, like, because also when Greg's in the rat room, we're looking for we're pulling for the feed. We're always saving the really cute ones. Like we're like, oh, this is really cool and adorable.
The Dumbo-eared one with like a mask on its face.
Yeah,
and you're like, they're so
really
cute.
Pretty patterns, or like these crazy silver patterns will pop out sometimes. You're like, well, we want to keep those. Mm-hmm. We're making it harder on ourselves.
Yeah, we've read all kind of projects like that. We've done hairless, just playing around with all the genetics that we see popping out in them. Yeah, that's when we went through that time of naming it, when we made our own lines of these things. So I'm like, we're through with this, no more.
No,
that's the tough part about loving all animals. You just
yes,
and you still got to do that necessary evil at the end of the day.
Yeah. Now ASFs, of course we don't have any because it's Virginia and it's illegal. But if we did have ASFs, I would hate them with a passion and feel no pain. So it's fine. But clearly we don't have any, so it's not an issue. Just fancy mice here. Definitely just fancy.
Oh, Macomorphs.
Hot game scooped up Bob 5 seconds. Yeah, that probably did happen. But you know what? Bob had a great 5 seconds of freedom, so that's what matters.
Yeah, that hawk was all of a sudden though, like that's the largest rat I've ever seen free flowing right there.
Hawk's like, is that a pet cat or a rat? I don't know.
Yeah, the hawk did a double take. Like,
Yeah,
did I pounce on this or not?
The hawk was legitimately worried about its well-being.
Am I predator or prey?
That's. Oh my God, that's very fair. Oh, I love that so much. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad we've all suffered together on feeding off the rodents, but at the same time, like, you know, it's a necessary evil, so it is what it is.
It is.
It is what it is. It's never fun. All right, let's see. Feeding rodents show. I guess we can shows. I know y'all do all of the NARBCs. Do y'all do Schomburg?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so you do all of them. Are there any other shows that y'all do, or do you just stick with the NARBCs?
We've done one Repticon here in Jacksonville, and because it's so local, it's like a backyard show. We do Daytona.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Daytona. Yeah.
Yep. So we do Daytona, and then we're going to try to get into more of the local Repticons, just because they're kind of backyard shows and don't line.
Yeah.
Some of them will not line up with our other shows. And then we're going to do Troy's show in North Carolina, right?
North Carolina. Yeah. I was going to ask about the AARP if you're going to do that one.
A lot of elderly people are going to show up there and not know what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I can't help that Troy decided to call it the AARPE.
It's okay when we just see an obscene amount of walkers with tennis balls on them at the reptile show. And a lot of confused people, we know why.
I'm not even going to be upset. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to fly out to the one in Denver in September. And then I told Troy we would visit the North Carolina one because it's just a hop, skip, and a jump right away down the road from us. So I'm excited about it. I think we need some more really good East Coast shows that are further up the coast. You know, Daytona is obviously a good show. Andre and I talked about for years trying to do one in Maryland just because that's fairly central, but it's just a lot of effort, you know. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm hoping the ARPE works out, and you know, I think it's gonna be a good show. You know, got really, really good reception for the first time it went around. So we'll see if it continues. I'm excited. Where in North Carolina? I'm pretty sure it's in Charlotte, right?
Yeah. Pretty sure it's in Charlotte.
Yeah. So it'll be good. I'm trying to think what other important life questions do people need to know about Rice Reptiles.
I know it's tough without Troy or Molly to do anything off track, but it's actually kind of nice to be talking snakes the whole night.
No, this is we have not talked snakes the whole time. What are you talking about? We just talked about naming mice. Like,
okay, I'm sorry. We've been able to stay in the general topic of what we do as a profession and not like, all right, well, if you love both these people, which one are you going to throw off a cliff to save the other? So,
speaking of which, Billy, you had to push a family member off a cliff. Which one?
So today,
that's the best dad answer right there. The lineup with today.
Today it'd be Dawn.
It's Dawn today.
Yeah, today.
Did she mess with a thermostat? Is that what did it?
Yesterday it would have been Channing.
Fair enough. I love that so much. That is.
We go to feed the geckos, and Dawn goes, "Well, I'm gonna take Peyton riding." So they went riding, and we went to feed geckos.
Oh, there you go.
So that gets her pushed. That gets her pushed off the cliff today.
Oh, absolutely. That is very reasonable.
I can always come up with that answer though. Never fear. If you want to ask me that question, I'll give you somebody every day.
Billy's over here like, I always have somebody I'm ready to push off a cliff. Don't worry, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I love that so much. That is fantastic. I don't know if I can say I always have a like specific person I'm ready to push off a cliff each day, but I'm sure I could find someone every day, right?
Yeah, that's just kind of a take it day by day thing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's definitely. I can definitely tell you with some of my family members this weekend. Whew, man, and I'll also tell you they were ready to push me off a cliff as well. So it definitely goes back and forth.
Instead, they just pushed you in the basement. But it's
exactly. They locked me in the basement. That's exactly what happened. Oh, I think Molly was ready to push me off a cliff a couple of days this week, trying to get content from me for social media. So,
I think that's the same reason why she said you'd push her off a cliff.
Oh my God, there it is. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't push Molly off a cliff. She actually feels bad when things go wrong, so I feel bad. Like I can't push somebody off a cliff that feels bad about what they did, right? Like,
yeah, she's having a hard enough time as it is today because the Pacers lost horrifically again.
Oh my God, they just choked so bad. Yeah. I can't wait for that traumatic phone call tomorrow to hear about it when she's like, "I'm just depressed and I just need a day." I just need a day. I'm sorry, I didn't know the Pacers losing affected your life at all. I apologize.
Molly Chick-fil-A for breakfast because it's going to be a hard day.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, we can't afford that. What are you talking about? Oh my God, it's amazing. Man, yeah, we don't have the normal off track with Troy to fill the void here. I don't know what to do all of a sudden. This is weird. It's nice.
Is it nice?
It is a little bit. I mean, I miss Troy a lot, but no random questions about weird stuff.
That's true. Well, there's questions in the chat, and one of them was, Billy, what's in your fish tank back there?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's mostly so most of them's African cichlids, like frontosias and mabunas and things like that. There's a few of the upside down catfish, I think they're called.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And there's 2 multipunctatus.
Okay.
Catfish.
Nice.
They're
yeah.
But it's mostly cichlids. Like there's like dolphins and the electric yellows and
that's cool.
Electric blues, orange, a lot of mabuna stuff, and then some big frontosias.
Nice. Have your cichlids accidentally bred for you yet?
Yes, we had a mom holding, and unfortunately, I couldn't catch her. So,
oh no,
the babies become
food real quick.
Breakfast, I think.
Yeah. My mom had a big fish tank growing up, and we had baby cichlids, and I remember like going in one morning and seeing babies, and then by the end of the day, there were no more babies. Yes. And I was like, Mom, did you get them all? And this is like 10-year-old Patrick who hadn't fully appreciated that animals eat each other yet. And she's like, I think they're just gone, Patrick. And I'm like, well, where'd they go? And Patrick learned a hard life lesson that day. It was tough.
So I've kept a fish tank since I was probably like 10. I've never not had one. So
okay.
I don't know what life was like without one.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. I love it. Molly has, let's see here, an off track with Molly question. I guess we can go with that. If you could choose the power of invisibility or mind reading, what do you choose? Ooh. All right, Billy, what do you got?
Invisibility if I'm sneaking into Canova.
Yeah.
Mind reading if I just got to breed my own animals.
Okay.
Because then I could pick the mind of all the best breeders and make the best pairings every time.
Oof. Man, I don't know if I want to be able to read people's minds. I'm going to be honest. That sounds kind of scary.
Well, isn't that just what Twitter is at this point?
Yeah, pretty much.
I would like to read the mind of Elon Musk and recreate another PayPal.
Yeah, but I don't know if Elon has another PayPal in him. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So, but I can appreciate that, right? Like go to some like university or like think tank and just like, read around the room and just be like, oh, that's the secret you got going? I'm a fan of that. Let's go with that. Okay. I like that. That's good. That's good. I love it. Oh, here we go. This is a solid. Does Billy like rice? Ooh.
Of course.
Okay. Does Billy Rice like rice? Okay. Do you prefer it white or fried?
Actually, like, I don't know. I like it every way. I mean, sticky rice, white rice, Uncle Ben's,
Uncle Ben's, okay.
Yeah, sticky rice from the Chinese place.
Yeah.
Everything's better with a little rice.
I agree with that.
Guys, you heard it here first. Everything is better with a little rice. A
Even
lot of
though I
rice,
really
though, can be exhausting.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for like my first morning in Japan where they're like, yeah, we're gonna go eat breakfast, and then it was just a massive bowl of rice with like just 2 eggs on it. I'm like, this is a lot of rice for 8 a.m.
Just wait for noon.
Channing and I both would just love that. We both love rice, so
okay,
it'd work out perfect.
I love it.
Billy and I ate egg sandwiches the rest of the week.
Billy, are you going to Japan with all of us next year?
We're talking about it. I hope we can.
This is going to become a very large trip. I think we have 10 people coming with just us outside of the Canova group.
Our Patreon's really serious about like I'm gonna make like a whole like what to do, where to fly in, and they're like kind of an itinerary of how to get around easily. So it's gonna be pretty smooth for people.
That's good.
I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be awesome to have a big group, and I think it'd be pretty amazing.
We're gonna have a good time, Chase. It's gonna be fun. I'm very much so. Billy, it'll be a lot of fun to have you come out there too. It's gonna be a good time. I think
I'm looking forward to it. I've always wanted to go to Japan.
Yeah,
I'm like Chase into the World War II history and stuff like that. I love that stuff as well.
Yeah,
so, like I'm all into that. So I look forward to seeing everything about it.
Yeah, I think you. Oh God, I know. We know Chase. I
was gonna say I was texting Patrick. I was texting Patrick the whole time. Like I don't want to go.
He's like, I don't. They're gonna make me come home. I'm like, you got to come home, buddy. I'm sorry.
Justin literally said I had to go back and breed snakes, and I
did. I do want it to be known, Justin. I want you to hear this. I offered Chase the opportunity to run Chimera Japan. So you better get serious, and maybe a Canova Japan's going to be required to keep Chase on the payroll. So,
I just need Chase Japan right now. Like
I just need Chase Japan. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's Andre and I have talked. We were going to try and do a big trip this year and go out to Ham. And it just didn't work. It's not going to work out, and so. We started talking about the Japan show, and I was like, man, I've really always wanted to go. And then he loves, everything Japanese. And I was like, man, let's just take the families and go. And then all of a sudden I was like, JT, you want to go with us? And then Steve Russis is going to go with us. And it turned into this whole thing, and it's just going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. So, oh my God, Chase, we need to do that. We need to have a YouTube segment that we all do together called Chase Chasing Japan. Yes. Oh my God, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. I need you more excited, Chase. I need you more excited.
I barely heard you. It was cutting out. And then
you barely heard me.
Yeah, I barely.
You barely heard me. I said we need to do a YouTube segment called Chase Chasing Japan.
I love it. I'm in.
It doesn't feel that way. That's unfortunate. Chris, I like the idea. Chase is a party pooper. It's fine.
What? How was I a party pooper?
Party pooper. Billy, are you going to make it out to Pomona?
We haven't. It just depends on my schedule, guys. I'm slammed. Like, you don't see us enough on social media. We can't. There's not enough time in our week to accomplish everything we accomplish. I mean, it's absolutely insane. I put in 60, 70 hours sometimes before I see the snake facility. So it just depends on our schedule. We want to work in as much as possible, and one day I will slow down some and do a lot more.
Yeah.
But just with life, we've had sick parents over the last 2 or 3 years.
Oh no.
Yeah, we've been through, our parents being at the age where they're passing away and sicknesses.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, and then these last few months, we've had the scare with our kids that was kind of rough, but yeah, we want to do a lot more. We're going to be everywhere soon, but it's gonna pick up in volume over the next year or two.
I got you. Yeah, that's fair. I get that. It's even having a very, very flexible position at the university and being able to basically travel when I want. It's still a lot to go to, a show every month, right? All over the country. It's it's a lot. So I feel the pain and understand, like, especially having an actual job that ties you down that makes it even harder. Like, I can't imagine. So
Well, when I leave, it's with my timber companies.
yeah,
It's a real challenge to replace what I do every day in that without just totally hiring another person in that position.
sure.
So it's just a real challenge to get away and get out and see everybody like we need to.
Yeah.
But in the coming years, we're going to slow things down and really start making a lot happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of that balance, right? Of like, if you're going to step away from the business and so you need to hire a foreman or whatever to run the stuff, that income that you're paying the foreman needs to be replaced by the other business, right? Snakes in this situation or whatever. And so it's
Yes,
hard to,
and even when you can do that, how soon do you want to do that? Because
yeah,
I mean, it's a lot to that. I mean, you can automatically
sure.
make it happen right away, and if we do, this probably picks up and does even better. I mean, we know it
Yeah.
will, but at the same time, we've got to balance that and do it correctly and at the right time.
There's a lot of trust in handing stuff over to an employee, even a really highly skilled employee, right? This is your baby, this is your business, and handing that over to someone it's not easy. I get that.
Yeah, I
So.
mean, you can lose a breeding season, and you're going to lose money. But if you lose your equipment, you're going to lose a lot of money.
Everything, right?
It'd be like all your breeders dying. So, yeah, it's a very big deal.
Yeah, it's definitely different. So I get the struggle there for sure. But I think Japan's gonna be an exciting one. I don't know for sure that we're gonna go for the show though. We're still trying to figure out timing on when we're actually gonna go.
There's several shows too, and like TRS asked about the language barrier. It's there. The language barrier is real, but as long as you get like a few phrases down, you're fine. And then all the roads are in English. Like there's Japanese and English on all the road signs. And it's really cool. So because like it's like a no tipping culture, a lot like the service, like all the menus are almost on apps on your phone. Like you'll just scan it, and then you hit a bell to bring it, like to alert a server you want to see them, and then you can bring up English menus through the app. So it's actually all really smooth. Yeah. So it's pretty easy.
I love that.
And then, oh man, Chris, yeah, I've got a lot of videos and pictures and stuff that I need to start posting from Japan. It was awesome. I definitely have more content to post. So, but I'm glad you guys enjoyed the Canova over there video. It was really cool being at the show there. It was amazing seeing all the crazy owls. Different owl species were wild seeing that. And they had kinkajous and like prehensile tail porcupines, all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. And I became addicted to gachapons while I was in Japan. Like Abby gave me a hard time about it. Like, you got to get me a bunch of those. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy a bunch of those.
What's a gachapon? Hold on, I'll Google it. It's fine.
Like no. It's their like toy machines.
Oh, you mean like the vending machine that they had at Tinley that I was mildly salty with Potter about?
Yeah, those are gachapon machines.
Oh,
they are stupidly addicting over there, and they're everywhere.
Why? What makes it addicting?
Because if it's something you already like Gundam stuff, they have like all the coolest Gundam gachapons you want to collect, or like super lifelike reptiles, like in the video, like the leopard gecko or the bugs.
Really now I'm just upset with you that you didn't get me a gachapon Pokemon. Now I'm upset. I hope you're happy.
Man, I think you should just chill because you might have stuff.
What? Oh, he is a good friend, guys. We'll see. Or he's lying.
Christmas gifts.
Christmas is so far away.
Oh my gosh, you're such a baby.
I'm not gonna make it that long. Good lord.
No, like look at the little gachapon leopard gecko.
Oh my god, that's cute.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
I love it.
With the mouth operating.
Right?
So, the bug you had on the video was very cool, Chase. I could tell you really put a lot of effort in building that thing.
Let me tell you, it was a struggle. Like they're at the show putting that together. We're like, we're not even going to be able to film this. I look ridiculous, and I build models as a hobby.
I love that so much. Oh my god. Yeah, it is. I'm excited to finally start going to some international shows and really getting to take in what other portions of the industry are like.
It's just cool though to get to just talk to breeders in different places and just see how they do it and how things work. So I mean, I love that, and the guys there were amazing. I had such a great time. Like I'm rocking Satoshi's 06 Shockwave shirt. I'm very thankful for all the guys I got to spend time with and plan future trips with.
I think that's also a really cool aspect is like, as we got bigger, and I know y'all are in the same boat, like we have a lot more we have a much bigger international customer base now, and getting to go overseas and actually meet these guys that, we've been interacting with online for years. It's really exciting to do that. So I really am looking forward to it. So
you felt like you knew these guys so well because you've talked over emails for years.
Absolutely.
On the phone, and then you're hanging out in person for a week, and it's like, oh man, this is great. Yeah, I agree. The Moon Gene was super cool. I definitely want to see more from it.
So, yeah, man, it's a good time. All right, we're towards the end of this. Billy, is there anything else you want to talk about? Cover? Feel like we didn't hit? What do you got?
No, I mean, I'm just happy y'all had me on. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad.
Man, we're happy we had you. Seriously.
Yeah, we're happy.
You're always fun to have a conversation with. I know during our Patreon open house, I damn near had you in tears just telling you goofy stories from my embarrassing moments.
Yeah. You had some crazy moments.
I love it. All right. Well, what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
So we're Rice Family Reptiles on Instagram. So that we couldn't get Rice Reptiles. Someone would like 2 reptiles had it already. So
that's so rude.
Yeah. So Rice Family Reptiles there, ricereptiles.com. You can always reach out on Morph Market, and then my cell phone number's on Morph Market, so you can instantly call me if you need to. And we're also on Facebook.
Perfect, man. That's awesome. Chase, how do people get a hold of you? Not Justin, just you.
Oh, just me? Well, then they can follow me at JKRMGR on Instagram. I'm still holding on to the
I was going to say, are we going to change that to the Canova manager anytime soon?
Maybe.
I mean, I don't care personally, but
I would keep it.
Me holding on to the past here. But everyone make sure you go hit up Billy, check out Rice Family Reptiles. They've got amazing stuff. They're always hatching super cool things. Yeah, and I guess
absolutely.
you can find Patrick too. If you want to horn Patrick.
That's true. I can do that, guys. Go check us out on Instagram at Chimera Reptile. There's no underscore anymore. That's exciting. And then also on YouTube, also just Chimera Reptile on YouTube. Remember, guys, if we don't get more subscribers, I'm going to have to fire Molly. So if you want Molly to stick around, y'all need to really start following.
And hey, everybody, make sure you check out Troy at Best Dressed Balls. He's not here tonight. And like we said at the beginning, say a prayer for his family. Their family could use it right now. And we all love Troy. And he'll hopefully be here next week to hang out with us and give us good news.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, really just thoughts and prayers and positive vibes. It's a rough time for Troy right now. And he needs some positivity. So on that note, I'm not sure who next week's guest is because I haven't talked to Troy about guests yet because that doesn't feel important at the moment. So we're going to figure out what's happening next week, and we will definitely see y'all next Thursday. Bill, if you'll stick around for just a second, I'm going to end the show, and then we'll talk.
Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody.
Yeah, till next week, guys. We love y'all. Thank y'all again. I can't thank you enough for all the support and everything. If you haven't already, please like the YouTube channel and like the show. And we will see y'all next week. Love y'all.